So my name's Arthur, I'm in eSocial 6'2", and I will be talking about my passion for film. My interest in film began from quite a young age really. I've always really liked making short films, that sort of thing, videos for friends. But I'd say joining Radley, it really took that hobby and made me want to pursue it as a career. My brother brought me here. He had done video before and he introduced me to Mr. Horsey, and instantly I was overwhelmed and just astonished by the immense amount of equipment we had here, and yeah, just the variety of things that you could try within the unit. I started by doing multi-camera filmings, concerts, that sort of thing. I've managed to grasp a deeper understanding of film, the technicalities behind it. There's boys from every year group here, and it creates a very friendly environment. What's really great is when you finish a film and you're very proud of it, you can show it to everyone else and they'll give you proper constructive criticism. It's really great and I'm very happy and very lucky to be a part of it. So I'd say one of my favourite films was a tour film in 2021, which we did here, because it involved filming all around campus, lots of different shots, jib work, drones, tracking using the golf buggy, that sort of thing, and there were lots of different skills involved with it. I also really enjoyed the collaborative aspect of it. We all worked very closely as a team and we were all very proud of the final product when it finally came out. So once I'd learnt to edit, I decided to make my first film. The film showed off Radley for the European Transplant and Dialysis Games when they were deciding where they were going to host the European Games for that year. That was initially put off because of COVID, but then thankfully last summer it came here, and I helped out with the recording of that event and the live streams and all the things that went along with that, which was really good fun. So I stayed in eSocial for 5 days, and there were a whole group of us here. We went to Blenheim Palace, around the campus here, some places in Abingdon, and also the opening ceremony in the Sheldonian Theatre in Oxford. The Last Adventure is the first short feature film which I've made. I wrote it at the end of my 5th year and I started casting it about this time last year in 2022. I cast it using social media, I did casting calls, and then did Zoom calls and self-tapes and things to narrow down a cast. I then started raising funds with a GoFundMe page, and we thankfully raised quite a bit and managed to take the production down to Cornwall for 5 days last summer, which was really, really good fun. The film took about 6 months to edit, and as it was my first film, there were a lot of mistakes and things which I learnt while on set, so not everything went to plan, but it was a really good fun process. We had a premiere here on the 3rd of December, and that was an amazing event to see all the cast and crew come together to finally watch this film. I hadn't shown anyone other than Mr. Horsey the final product until that event, so it was so nice for everyone just to see it in a room together. So at the moment I'm making a couple of films. So I hope my A-levels teachers don't see this. So at the moment I'm making a couple of films. I'm doing another rowing first aid documentary, similar to the one I did last year, but a bit more, it shows a bit more of the process. So that last year I started just before national schools, which is in the summer term, and this one I've started with a regatta, which was at the beginning of January. So it's a much bigger process and sees how the boat changes and progresses. I'm also doing a short documentary about a singer-songwriter called Adam Isaac, who was a competitor at the European Transplant and Dialysis Games. It's about his story and the experiences which he's had leading up to the transplant, and it's a really great film. We've shot a couple of interviews here, one before the transplant and one afterwards. So it's been really good fun to tie that all together, working with him. He shot a lot of footage himself, so it's a completely different type of film to what I've made before, so I'm learning a lot through that process, but it's very interesting and very good fun. I've got a plan next year to try and get some experience in the industry and try and find the role on a film set which I enjoy most. Having done The Last Adventure, I experienced lots of different roles: directing, cinematography, editing, that sort of thing. But I'd like to narrow that down and find one which I'm really passionate about and one which I think suits my skills the best.